In the modern world, when we have the opportunity to send letters and parcels to anywhere in the world in just a few days, it seems incredible that in the past there was a practice of sending children by mail. However, it was legal in the United States until 1913. At the beginning of the 20th century, many American families lived in remote and sparsely populated areas where there were no reliable delivery methods. Children whose parents wanted to send to their grandparents, or to relatives in other states, often traveled by train or bus, which took a lot of time and was expensive. In 1913, the U.S. Congress passed the Children's Mail Act, which prohibited sending children by mail. However, up to this point, parents could conclude a contract with the Postal Service, allowing them to send children accompanied by a postal worker. This approach to the delivery of children caused a lot of questions and outrage in society. In many cases, postal employees who have no experience in caring for children could not cope with their duties. Moreover, there was a risk of losing or damaging children in the process of sending. Today we cannot even imagine how people in the past could risk the lives and health of their children by sending them by mail. However, the history of children's mail in the USA reminds us of how quickly laws and moral norms in society are changing, as well as that what seems incredible and inappropriate today could have been common practice in the past. A resident of the Philippines kept a pearl weighing 34 kilograms and worth about $100 million under his bed for 10 years. The fisherman, whose name is not called, found a giant jewel in 2006 off the island of Palawan. The anchor of his vessel caught on a large shell. Diving, the man opened the clam and came across a giant pearl 66 centimeters long and 30 centimeters wide. Unaware of how much the find could be valued, the fisherman took it home and kept it as a talisman. At the beginning of 2016, after a fire, a man was forced to leave his home, and after moving, he decided to show the pearl to representatives of local authorities. The find was demonstrated to the public. In Puerto Princesa, they hope that the influx of tourists who want to see the world's largest natural pearls will increase in their city. The average cloud weighs about 500 tons, 80 elephants weigh the same amount. Clouds are formed when condensed droplets of steam connect with each other. This is due to a decrease in temperature at high altitude. The average cloud weighs about 500 tons, 80 elephants weigh the same amount. Clouds float across the sky because they are less dense than air, but it turns out they are quite heavy. Cirrus cumulus clouds are the heaviest. The weight can reach up to 20 kilograms per cubic meter. Few people know about the existence of this river, especially since it is located in Antarctica, on the mainland, where rivers, as they believed for a long time, simply cannot be. This river is called Onyx. Despite the fact that its length is about 30 kilometers, it is the longest river of the ice continent. And Onyx flows only 2 months a year, the rest of the time it stands frozen to the very bottom. The river is located on Victoria Land, flows out of Lake Brownworth, and flows into another lake, Wanda. By Antarctic standards, the climate here is quite favorable. It is warm in summer, which allows Onyx to get rid of the ice shell for a while. It was in this area that one of the highest temperatures in Antarctica was recorded on January 5, 1974, plus 15 degrees Celsius. It is considered that Antarctica is completely covered with snow and ice. That's not so. For example, the dry McMurdo valleys, where Onyx flows, are the largest territory of Antarctica, where there is practically no snow. The total area of these valleys is about 8,000 square kilometers. Snow simply does not linger here due to the fact that strong winds are constantly blowing over the valleys. There are no fish in the river, only algae and microorganisms. The water level in Onyx is prone to very significant fluctuations depending on the air temperature and the rate of melting of glaciers. But sometimes Onyx is quite full-flowing. For example, in 1984, New Zealand extreme tourists were able to raft down the river. The Wanda Polar Station, owned by New Zealand, was operating on the Onyx coast. Lake Wanda, into which the Onyx flows, is hypersalted. The salt content in the water is much higher than even in the Dead Sea. It is covered with a thick layer of ice all year round, only in summer it melts along the shores. There are no fish here either. But the lake is famous for its Royal Wanda Lake Swimmers Club. Anyone who dares to plunge into the meltwater of the lake receives the appropriate sign. The members of the club even include some well-known politicians. In the dry valleys of McMurdo there is another attraction of Antarctica, the Bloody Waterfall, which flows out of the Taylor Glacier. The water that flows from a small ice crack really has the color of blood. This is due to the fact that it contains a large amount of iron oxide. This unusual waterfall was found in 1911 by geologist from Australia Griffith Taylor. In our modern world, full of opportunities and potential, more and more people are becoming millionaires every day. It seems that the secret of success and wealth is not so unattainable. Let's take a look inside this phenomenon and find out how 60 lucky people become millionaires every day. The path to millionaires can be diverse. Some achieve this important goal through entrepreneurship, creating successful startups and companies. Others invest in stocks, real estate or cryptocurrencies, and still others become millionaires thanks to their unique talent or profession. One of the key factors that unites most millionaires is their financial literacy. They understand how to manage their money, invest and make financial decisions wisely. Wealth does not come by itself, it requires planning, strategy and discipline. Another important aspect of becoming a millionaire is continuous learning and development. Successful people often invest in their education, acquire new knowledge and skills, monitor changes in their industry and adapt to market trends. They always strive to get better at what they do, and never stop there. In addition, many millionaires build successful networks of contacts. They understand that connections and interactions with other successful people can open up new opportunities and help achieve their goals. Business partnerships, mentoring and exchange of experience, all this plays an important role in the path to millionaires. 60 new millionaires every day is not just a figure, it is a reality that shows that you can become millionaires if you have a dream, strategy and perseverance. No matter where you come from and what you have now, the main thing is to believe in yourself, learn from mistakes and move forward with confidence. Who knows, maybe you will become the next millionaire. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos.